Hi everyone, in these slides we are going to be covering Ceratium. Ceratium is a unicellular eukaryotic organism and a member of kingdom Protista. More specifically, Ceratium is a dinoflagellate. Dinoflagellates are photosynthetic aquatic organisms, and you may have heard about these organisms in causing events called red tide or brown tide, where you have an overabundance of dinoflagellates in a particular area. Sometimes such events can be quite harmful to other wildlife and humans. Ceratium is considered to be generally harmless, except for the fact that during such an event called a red tide, it can use up a lot of dissolved oxygen in the water and result in the death of fish living in the area. But doesn't release toxins like other types of dinoflagellates do. This is not indicated on the slide, but dinoflagellates are part of a bigger group of protists called alveolates. So just be aware of that and keep an eye out for that name. Okay, so anyway, back to dinoflagellates. When you look at Ceratium, you are looking at a haploid organism. For the most part, it undergoes asexual reproduction, but it does do sexual reproduction as well. Okay, let's have a quick look at some Ceratium anatomy. Right away, you can see that Ceratium has a rather unusual appearance in that it looks like it has horns. I'll get to those in just a few moments. But typical of other dinoflagellates, there are two flagella for movement and two grooves. So the two flagella are called the transverse and longitudinal flagella. The transverse one goes across the midsection of the body, and then the longitudinal one goes up and down, like the one that you can see more clearly in this picture. The two grooves are called the cingulum and the sulcus. The cingulum is the one that goes across the midsection of the body. Sometimes it's called the equatorial groove. And then the sulcus is the one that goes up and down, kind of perpendicular to the cingulum. Ceratium is an armored dinoflagellate. Sometimes dinoflagellates don't have any armor, but again, this one does have armor, and it is composed of cellulose. You'll learn about cellulose when you learn about plants. And then lastly, let's return to the horns. So you can see that these horns, in my opinion, give Ceratium the appearance of, I don't know, something like a bird's foot. And in case you can't remember what the name of this organism is, again, look at the horns and try to remember the dinosaur Triceratops. So Triceratops, Ceratium, maybe you'll find it useful. Okay, and then in this last slide, let's just have a look at how to tell that this is a dinoflagellate. So if you look at the photo down on the right, you can see two indentations on the side of the cell, which indicate where the equatorial groove is. Okay, so you should have just seen two black arrows appear. And once again, that just shows where the equatorial groove is. And that's one way to tell that you're looking at a dinoflagellate. So once again, that is Ceratium, which is a dinoflagellate and a member of kingdom Protista.